Welcome to this beginner's core strength class. The title gives it away a little, but this class is focused on building strength in your core. Our core is not just our abs, but our lower back too, and helps give us trunk stability and protect our spine. So we're going to start this class in simple pose, which is cross legs with the right shin in front. So from simple cross legs, wiggle your feet a little bit wider, so towards the edges of your mat. Flex, flex, flex. Turn your toes up towards your shins and then just pick your bum up and move it slightly away from your own legs so you've distanced yourself from your shins. Take a nice deep breath in. As you reach your arms high, turn your palms to face forwards. And as you exhale, let your body fold forwards. Your hands to come to rest onto the floor in front of you. Doesn't matter how far away that is. It could just be here. It could be here. But you're just allowing your body weight to tip forwards. Your chin to fall towards your chest so your neck stays nice and long. And giving the edges of your feet a little press down against the floor. So feel like you're trying to dent the mat underneath your little toes. Take a nice deep breath in, filling the lungs, rounding the back. Breathing out, allowing your body weight to sink towards your legs. Good, take one more, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, walking your hands in, let your body weight tip backwards so you're onto your sit bones as your shins float away from the floor and your arms reach alongside those shins. If you would like, you can hold on to the back of the legs instead to make the balance and the strength needed that little bit less. Otherwise, the arms reach in the same direction as the toes, the chest pulls to the sky and the shoulder blades pull together. So the spine is nice and long and we're thinking of narrowing the distance between the belly and the thighs and drawing the knees in towards the collarbones. Holding your boat pose, breathe in and breathe out. One more here, breathing in. And then with your breath out, let the left shin cross on top of the right. The feet come back to the mat, wiggling the feet towards the edges, flexing the toes back towards the shin. Pick your bum up, move it that little bit backwards. Breathing in, arms to the sky, palms face forwards. Breathing out to refold, hands to the mat. Body weight is pulling forwards towards the shins as you lightly press the feet, the outer edges of the feet down against the floor. Breathing in. And breathing out. And again to breathe in. And breathing out. Great, same again, walk the hands in, allow your body weight to transfer back so the feet can leave the floor as you come into boat pose. Now you're very welcome to stay holding stationary here, otherwise to take it up a little bit, we breathe in, take the arms to the sky. Breathing out, arms come down to the right side of the legs as we turn the chest out to face towards the hands. Breathing in, arms to the sky. Try not to let your torso move as your arms do. Breathing out, arms to the left, turning the chest to face the left. Breathing in, lifting up, chest pulls to the sky. Breathing out, arms to the right, turn and twist through the torso. One more, last side, breathing in to the sky and breathing out to go to the left. Good. And now bring your torso back to face center. Hug your knees in towards you. Give yourself a little squeeze so your toes are still not on the floor. You're still balancing on your bum. You've made yourself nice and small. So we're going to do some rocking and rolling on the spine. So just make sure you have some space onto the mat behind you. From a nice little ball shape, you're going to roll back onto your back and see if you can roll back up into your boat pose. You're holding your arms alongside your shins. Again, in case the legs roll back onto your spine all the way forwards, see if you can find your balance without your toes touching the floor. Good, we're going to do 3 more. Rolling back, rolling forwards, find your balance into boat. Rolling back, rolling forwards, hold it, chest towards the sky. And then one more time, you're going to roll back, roll forwards, hold your boat, and then see if you can cross your ankles, find momentum to roll over your feet as your feet step back into downward facing dog. So one way or another, find your way into down dog, pressing into the hands, opening the armpits wide, pressing the heels down towards the mat. Holding your down dog, keep your hips pressing towards the sky, pressing into the hands to send the chest back towards the legs. So from here, as you breathe in, we're going to shift forwards as if we're going to come into tabletop, but the knees aren't going to touch the floor. They're going to hover just away from the floor. Breathing out, hips up and back, come back into down dog. Breathing in, forwards, hovering tabletop again. Breathing out, hips up, thighs back. Good, 2 more. Breathing in, forwards, hovering tabletop. Get those knees close but not touching. Breathing out, hips up and back. Last time, coming forwards, hovering tabletop, this time holding, pulling your belly up towards your spine, broadening your shoulder blades across your upper back, and keeping your knees as close to the floor as you can without touching. Holding here, take a nice deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, let your knees touch down into actual tabletop. From there, with a nice straight spine, tailbone lightly tucked, send your right leg out behind you, nice and straight, parallel to the floor, and your left arm to reach forwards. As you breathe in, keep reaching and lengthening. As you breathe out, knee and elbow to tap each other underneath the body, maybe add the nose in if you want to make it harder. Breathe in, reach it out. Breathe out, rounding your spine, pulling the thigh underneath. One more, breathing in. And breathing out. Great. Use your inhale, reach the limbs all the way back out. This time as you exhale, the arm is going to sweep towards the left. The right leg is going to sweep towards the right. So you're into a big star shape. Keep the leg lifting as high as you can. The arm lifting away from the mat. Breathe in. God, that one's hard. Breathe out. Put your foot down onto the mat. And then let yourself stack up so that you're kneeling onto your left knee with that right ankle on the same plane as your knee. So just give it a shuffle. Right hand to rest out onto the thigh next to you. Take a deep breath in. Left arm, first reach it towards the sky. And then as you exhale, a little lean out towards that right leg. Gazing up underneath that left shoulder, think of drawing the arm up and away from the ribs. So a nice big stretch along this left side of the torso. Keep the tailbone slightly tucked under and your gaze underneath the arm. This is your gate pose. Take one more breath in. And then with an inhale, come all the way up and over, placing that top hand onto the mat, in line with your knee and ankle, but about a torso's distance away. With a deep breath in, send the right arm up to the sky as you gaze up towards it into a supported side plank. Press down through the entire sole of that back foot and think of the pelvis pushing up towards the sky. Now you can stay here. If you really want to make things fiery, press down firmly into that back leg and see if you can draw your bottom knee in towards your body. So in your side plank here, holding, to make things even worse, you can kick that leg out forwards away from you, straightening through the leg. Holding here, breathe in and breathe out. Struggle together, take one more, breathe in. And then breathing out, if you lifted the leg, pop that knee back down. Shifting your weight a little further towards the top of the mat so your back leg can float away from the floor. Bending the back knee, the arm in the sky, comes to hold the top side of the foot. As you push your chest and hips forwards, you kick the leg backwards into partridge pose. You can keep the gaze down at the floor if that's where you need for your balance, or you can take it all the way up to the sky. Use the strength in the leg to keep kicking backwards. Breathe into your belly. Think of it as a belly stretch. One more, breathe in. And then breathing out, let the leg go, walking the hands and the knees back towards the mat and into your tabletop. Great, finding that nice straight spine, pulling the belly up and away from the mat. This time, your left leg, reach it out behind you, right arm reaches forwards alongside the ear, breathe in. Breathing out, knee and elbow to tap, maybe knee and nose. Breathing in, reaching it back out, strong through the left arm. Breathing out, tap underneath the body. Breathing in, keep reaching, gazing down towards the floor. Breathing out, round the spine to tap the limbs together. With your inhale, reach the arms and legs back out. And then as you exhale, sweep the arm to the right, sweep the leg to the left. Keep everything lifting away from the floor. A much harder version of your extended tabletop. Breathe in, keep lifting. And then breathing out. Place the foot down, stacking the body up onto your right knee with your left ankle out alongside on the same plane, toes point forwards. Left hand out onto that leg. Breathe in, right arm to the sky. Breathe out into your gate pose, hips a little forwards. Breathing into this right side of the body. Find lots of length here. Rolling the shoulder back. Deep breath in all the way down to the bottom of the lungs. And breathing all the way out. Good, one more, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, bring your body all the way back up. Right hand steps out onto the mat alongside the knee on the same line as the ankle and your other knee. Inhale, left arm up to the sky into a supported side plank. You're very welcome to stay here or to come back to this point if you change your mind. Your right knee otherwise can draw up towards your chest into a side plank. If you're crazy enough to still make it harder, kick that right leg forwards, keeping it lifted away from the floor. Holding it lifted, breathe in, breathing out. One more, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, place the knee down if you lifted it, so you're back into the supported side plank. Your hand is going to step a little further forward so that your back leg can float. Bending that knee, the hand comes to take the top of the foot, and as you kick the foot backwards, push the chest and the belly forwards. Gaze is either down towards the hand or up towards the sky. Strong top leg kicks backwards, stretching into the front of the body, trying to find a stretch all the way from the kneecap up towards the chest. Staying here for one more, breathing in. And then breathing out. Let go of the hand, let go of the leg, and walk yourself back round towards tabletop. From there, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Ribs drop to the mat, chest lifts forwards into cow pose. And as you exhale, rounding into cat and then holding here. So you've got a nice broad upper back, the shoulder blades are nice and wide across, pushing the spine to the sky and really pulling the belly up towards the spine. Tailbone is tucked under and basically finding as much height between the mat and the front of my chest as I can. Holding here, breathe in, breathing out. One more, breathe in, keep pushing. And then breathing out, sit yourself back onto your heels and draw your knees together. So one final little, now that all our core is very much activated, let's see what we can make it do. So we're going to come into a little Lalasana prep. Taking your hands alongside your legs with your kneecaps in line with your fingertips in line with your kneecaps. The weight is going to stay forward, so my shoulders are staying roughly over top of my knuckles. I'm definitely not leaning backwards. Keeping, just as we did a second ago, this rounded spine, chin to the chest, finding as much height between the floor and my chest as I can. I'm going to lean into those fingertips and see if I can draw my knees towards my collarbones. So this might look a little bit more like this, just off of the floor. We might not be able to find any lift at all, and if we can't, we can take our hands onto blocks to increase that distance between our chest and the mat to be able to find more lift. So wherever you are, whether it be blocks, doesn't matter how much your knees are moving, give yourself a little moment's rest and then come again, rounded spine, breathe in, knees towards collarbones. Keep your chin towards your chest with a nice rounded spine. Slowly lowering the knees back to the mat. We're going to do one more. If you want to ramp it up a little bit, cross your ankles underneath you and you're going to see if you can lift your feet as well as your knees. So fingertips alongside those kneecaps, rounding your spine, push into the hands, draw the knees up, and maybe see if the feet will too. Very hard to talk whilst you're doing that one. So holding yourself up away from the mat, basically until your muscles give in, and then let your knees come back down. Sit your bum down, sweep your feet round in front of you, and then with bent knees, your arms will reach forwards. A last little use of our core. With the chin to the chest, the tailbone tucks. Slowly lower your way down, but pause when it's just your shoulder blades not on the floor. So the lower back has sunk into the floor. There's no gap underneath. The arms are forwards, the chin is to the chest, and I'm really sinking my belly back towards my spine. This might be challenging enough for us. If we want to make it more challenging, reach your left leg forwards. You can then try the other leg, right leg, reach it forwards. If you still want to make life even harder, see if both legs can reach forwards into a hollow body hold. And then as you breathe out, bend your knees, feet back onto the floor, let your arms flop down onto the mat, and then one leg at a time. Step your feet out. Allow your body to be nice and heavy, floppy, Shavasana. Maybe just take yourself a nice deep breath to allow your body to settle. And then finding stillness, keeping your attention softly on your breathing. watching it slow, watching it shallow, and feeling your body loosen and relax. Allowing yourself to feel nice and heavy down against the floor. And then reawakening the body with a nice deep inhale. Finding some movements in your hands and your feet, maybe even taking a big stretch up above the head. You can then draw your knees in towards your chest for a soft little squeeze, little hug, before rolling your way back to a comfortable seated position, whether that be crossed legs or not. Allow your chest to float softly above your hips, and then bringing your hands together to end your practice. Thanks for watching and practicing along with me today. Do feel free to let me know what you thought within the comments. You can watch this playlist here for more beginner-friendly yoga flows, or you can click this one here for my most recent YouTube upload. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to be notified of my next class.